Gotta tell you, this episode of JoJo was really freaking interesting because if Rohan Kishibe happens to be the personification of Araki's kind of insecurities as a manga artist and a manga writer, then this episode was pretty freaking fantastic because it basically just showed you the kind of insecurities that manga artists and manga writers have to go through on a weekly basis to create the manga that will sometimes 1 week people might be reading. Like, in essence, even Rohan says it's like when I finish a manuscript, I feel fantastic. I feel so freaking great. But then the insecurities start coming in. Like maybe 1 week people start reading it, but a week later people stop reading it, and then I just don't know what to do. I have no idea what to create. I want to create more realistic ideas, so then more people want to read my manga. I thought to myself, it's actually kind of interesting because basically we're trying to find the whole ordeals that manga artists and manga writers go through all the time just to create what they want to create. They have to look for these more realistic ideas just to create their new masterpiece. And in the end, Rohan sees, I'm guessing, Koichi as his new masterpiece, his reality as his new masterpiece, and basically just takes a page out Koichi's face, literally. And yeah, and then in the end, Koichi loses 20 kilograms and then goes into Rohan's place at the end of the episode, while Okuyasu and Josuke are watching, saying, well, that looks fracking strange. But, really, what can I say? This episode was pretty freaking fantastic, I must say. More importantly, just for the sole reason, if actually that whole idea was just him, Araki just personifying his own like kind of insecurities as a manga artist and a manga writer into Rohan's character, who in his own right is freaking interesting. How he actually kind of just goes around explaining to Koichi and Hazumada the kind of ideas and what he actually has to do to actually create his new like ideas and his new masterpieces. It's all a really freaking interesting episode because it really gives you an insight in a quite crazy way into how manga artists and manga writers work. And I think that's the main thing. Rohan is immensely fabulous, I must say. Like, his character was fracking interesting, I must say. In essence, at first, when Koichi goes up to his house and he just opens the door and grabs Koichi's hand, immediately it kind of like, yeah, he's a strange lad. Do not want to go near that guy, he's a strange fracking lad. And then in the end he kind of goes, okay, so you're fans of mine, okay, so you want an autograph, just come in, and he says, I'll show you my studio as well. And everyone's all like, Hazma's all like, yeah, and so is Koichi, he's like, yeah. But then things start taking a weird turn, especially when Hazumura has a spider on his shoulder, and then Rohan says, oh my god, I've got a spider on his shoulder, and grabs it, and then actually goes and looks into his like kind of encyclopedia of spiders, and then finds out which spider it actually is. And then he just actually goes over and grabs his like scalpel and actually just stabs the spider and actually starts like licking it. And then Koichi, understandably enough, kind of says to himself like, fracking hell, that guy seems a little bit strange. Don't want to go freaking near that guy. And in the end, when he goes, okay, so if you want to, I'll go grab a pen and actually do some autographs, and then I'll get some tea as well. And he was like, okay, don't have to worry about it. And then Koichi says to husband, like, look, okay, this guy seems a little bit strange. I don't want to be here right now. And husband's all like, okay, well, we can go home, but I don't want to leave yet. I want to read those manuscripts that are on the table. And after that point, when I read the manuscripts, things start getting a little bit strange, I must say. To say the goddamn least, things do get a little bit strange. What happens is, once they read the manuscripts, Hazumura and Koichi turn to books. Literally, their whole entire being turns into books. And then, what happens? I'm guessing Rohan actually is able to see into their lives, see what actually goes on in their lives. Basically, since their inception to where they are right now. And then when Rohan starts reading into Koichi's life and it says, oh my god, this is fantastic, I can create a masterpiece out of this. Like, he starts reading all about the stand users, all the stand users that Koichi's come into contact with. It's actually kind of terrifying. Even when Koichi says, look, I will attack you, just stop what you're doing right now, I will attack you. He said, no, you can't do that. Because what happens is, Heaven's Door, Rohan's ability, actually allows him to actually write into the memories of the subject. So at one point it says, look, you can't actually attack me because I've written into this, you can't attack me. I thought to myself, holy freaking Christ, this is actually interesting. This whole entire thing, this whole entire episode is bloody interesting, I must say. Like, I really like it because it's so interesting, the characters present in the episode. I mean, Koichi as a character is interesting enough. Hazumura still a little bit strange. The funniest part is when Rohan went to go and read Hazumura's life, and he goes, well, there's something interesting in here, I can't actually find anything, none of my manga readers want to read this. He goes, there's no hope for me. I thought that was actually really funny, because it basically tells you Hazumura's not a great character. But even in the beginning, when Koichi first meets Hazumura, and actually kind of click in a way, because what happens is, Hazumura says, do you like Pink Dark Boys, if I remember correctly the name of the manga that Rohan writes? And he's like, yes, I do. And in the end, he goes, okay, so did you know Rohan actually lives in Morio, so why don't we go there and actually go and get an autograph? That's what they do. That's basically how everything just kind of transpires. But it's just, overall, the episode was so freaking interesting. I kind of want to know more about how Rohan works, because we know Rohan was hit by Keicho with the arrows, so that's one of those things that kind of got established straight away, so that was interesting enough. But now, since maybe Koichi might be controlled by Rohan as well, because as he's going towards school, he kind of says, well, everything's been really freaking... everything's like really heavy, I don't understand what's going on. And then he goes, oh look, it's his house, I should go and say thank you for yesterday. Because in the end, he actually kind of leaves like normally, like since Rohan's a great person, I was like, how? Like in a sense, how did he kind of go like that? In a sense, it kind of just, it went from being Rohan's kind of scary to Rohan's kind of a cool guy. What actually happened? I just don't know, because, just don't, but it's just overall, it was just so interesting. I want to know more, because maybe in 3, Rohan is actually controlling Koichi's life. We're not too sure, but if it is the case, that is an interesting concept. Granted, I'm actually not here next week, so I actually won't find out until 2 weeks later. So, yeah, I do apologise. I won't be reviewing JoJo next week because I'm actually on vacation. So you have to wait 2 weeks until I actually get back to actually get this review out. So, do apologise. But I must say, I love this episode overall. Rohan's an amazing character. He's so fabulous. He's kind of cool in a way. I like him. He's a manga artist that's actually interesting in his own right. And knowing more about how the industry works and how his insecurities that actual manga artists go through, manga writers go through, is actually so freaking interesting. So I do really like it overall. So yes, with all that said, I have been the driver. If you have enjoyed the video as a whole, do leave a like and subscribe. But if you have enjoyed my content as a whole, you do find yourself in your heart just to give a subscribe. Do subscribe, because it's only quite a lot. But with all that said, I've been the driver, and I will see you guys later.